What I've been very clear about is that I'm not going to litigate this case in the media. I'll litigate it in the courtroom, so I'm not going to discuss my evidence or the strategy or any of that.
Well, just speaking on this issue of drug use and cutting down on drug abuse, you ordered the police department to follow the Mountain Street, North Street area.
Once again, I'm not going to...
Not this case. I'm just talking about drug...
I cannot talk about the specifics of any of this case. Prosecutorial ethics precludes me from doing so.
All right, folks, welcome. The Malzberg panel joins us. Adam Thompson, senior partner and owner of the law offices of Adam M. Thompson, criminal defense attorney and syndicated talk host, and Brad Gerstman, New York State attorney, government relations strategist, and partner at Gotham Government Relations. All right, let me start with you, Brad. When did ethics ever enter into the lexicon of Marilyn Mosby or the mind of Marilyn Mosby? She was simply asked if, to comment on the fact that apparently or reportedly she issued an email or a directive that the cops cracked down in that very area where the man who was killed was arrested for the very thing they suspected him of, drugs. And now she can't talk about it because it'd be unethical? Or where did this come from?
Well, you're talking about a few different things at once. So first of all, look, everyone says that she is, she's not a good prosecutor. She doesn't care about crime. And then on the other hand, now you see that she actually did. She knew that this was an area of focus that needed to be attention paid to it. But on the other hand I agree with her. I wouldn't try this case in the media. People are asking her all kinds of questions from every corner of the world. And at the end of the day, she's getting a lot of attention, but unneeded attention, and she's trying to focus this away from her and away from the details of the case. These are things, and I think she's doing the right thing by stating that she needs to try this in the court of law and not in the press.
But Adam, this comes after she, as Kimberly Guilfoyle said earlier, acted more like a spokesman for Al Sharpton's organization than the position she holds.
It's a little too late, Steve. I agree with Brad that this case shouldn't be tried in the press. As a criminal defense attorney for over 25 years, let the facts come out in the courtroom, let the evidence do the talking, and let the verdict be based on that evidence. However, to placate a mob after this incident became publicized and went crazy on social media, she did speak about it. And she had no problem at that point in time saying very negative and derogatory and in many times incorrect things about the accused officers to put them in the worst light possible and make the crowd or mob happy. Now all of a sudden, when all these inconsistencies are coming out and the media is asking relevant follow-up questions, now all of a sudden she doesn't want to try it in the press. She never should have tried it in the press to begin with. Since she's opened that door, it's only fair that the media is going to ask questions now.
Brad?
So a little too late, Mosley.
There would be no objection to anyone asking her any questions, but the reality is that she should not be answering them. As to the point when she brought the charges and the statements she made at that point in time, I don't know a prosecutor in this country that does not give an overview of the charges in a high-profile...
Brad, it wasn't an overview of the charges. She said, I hear you, no justice, no peace. This is our time. This is your time. I mean, my God, if a prosecutor did it the other way around, prosecuting an alleged criminal against a cop, they'd be out of a job.
Yeah, Brad, you're off on this. If she was going to do it in an even-handed way, she would have gave a very generalized statement that we have to do a proper investigation, let everyone calm down, let the process go the course.
All right, guys.
Give a statement like that.
All right, Adam and Brad will come back more on the Clintons. Don't go away.
Only time I got on the internet, I did 2 emails, and I ordered Christmas presents from a reservation. Otherwise, I found people said embarrassing things on emails. I didn't want to be one of them. That was crazy.
It was crazy. It was real crazy, man. You should have seen me order those gifts from the Indian reservation. I assume he's talking about Indian. I don't know. He said from the reservation. So you tell me what he's talking about. Nonetheless, this flies in the face of what Hillary has claimed and did claim when she gave that first press conference about the emails that she made a mistake. She should have used 2 devices instead of 1, or 1 instead of 2, whatever the heck. She said that the personal email she's not handing over included, correspondence between her and Bill. But Bill goes around repeatedly saying, I don't do email. Rejoining the panel here with Adam Thompson and Brad Gerstman. And Brad, I mean, if this were anybody else but the Clintons, if this was, God forbid, the Rubios, and the wife made a conflicting statement to Marco, it would be on page 1 of the New York Times, as we've seen. But
don't give Rubio so much credit. He doesn't get on the front page of the New York Times for anything.
He's been on. Wait. My point is, he's been on the front page of the.
As far as Bill Clinton is concerned,
yeah.
He said something in jest. You heard the context and the way he said it. He sent 2 emails. I mean, he was joking around. It means he's not.
No, he wasn't. Brad, it's
email.
not the first time he said it. He said it before, that he's only sent 2 emails in his life.
It's like any other stump speeches. He's making the point he does not use email very often as a main way to communicate. So, like, I know you want to create a conspiracy against the Clintons. It's a great theme. It's a great narrative for the Republicans and the conservatives. But the reality is, you have an ex-president saying he doesn't use email that often. That's it. And you know what? Hillary and her emails, you think you're going to find something there, keep digging, keep looking, and, it'll make great
Adam, why is it every time the Clintons open their mouth, you have to parse every single syllable and analyze Clinton speak to see what the meaning of the word is? Why is it they can't just speak normally?
I'm saying just treat him.
Wait, Adam, go ahead.
It gets pretty crazy. I mean, I find it kind of comical that Bill Clinton says he doesn't use emails, and I assume the internet as much, when his running mate Al Gore is the one that claimed that he even created the internet. You would think that he would have been using it after he discovered it. But that aside, it's almost like a red herring to me. Whether he used it a couple of times, used it a lot, he said it in jest, it kind of deflects the real issue is, what are the emails that are contained in the private server of Hillary Clinton that she won't disclose, when we have all this issue over the emails and the way that she was supposed to maintain the server and so on. Let's just keep the focus on that, see if there's any relevancy to that, and see if there's anything we need to find out about that. That's what it really comes down to me.
Brad?
I agree with that. Look, you'll get the emails, and then everyone will be able to look at it. You'll find nothing. Then you'll start parsing words again.
Brad, we'll get what emails? Brad, we'll get what emails? The emails that she won't hand over, that she claims she erased? We're not getting those.
You will get some emails. You'll get, and at the end of the day that's what you will have enough to start, doing a lot of news broadcasts over every single word that she said.
Not the point. The point is that she was the arbiter of what was relevant and significant and what wasn't. And as far as she's concerned, that's gone, and it's gone forever. And if that is the case, we'll never know. And again, they get away with it. They always get away with it. Chelsea made an interesting remark not too long ago, guys, where she said something to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing because it's in the back of my mind, but we talked about it about a week or two ago, where she said her family motto is, do it, it's worth doing even if you get caught. It was something twisted and perverted sounding like that. What family says, if it's worth doing, do it even if you get caught? I mean, it's that whole mindset that permeates the Clintons, Adam.
Listen, I'm unfamiliar with that exact quote, but if that is actually the sum and substance of the quote, that's a pretty alarming thing to hear from people that are in such high positions of power and influence.
Well, it was only Chelsea. She's not there yet.
Oh, please stop. I mean, do we have to go back through the George Bush 43 era and see all the contradictions and lies and why we're in Iraq and all that kind of stuff? Please.
Brad, I'll say.
You know what? And now you get upbeat because I brought up George Bush.
Wait, one at a time. Wait, Brad, I'll say to you what I said to Jane Velez Mitchell the other day. You ought to have yourself checked for Bush derangement syndrome. There's no cure for it, and it never goes away. It does get worse as time goes on, and apparently you have it.
No, you have Clinton derangement syndrome.
Clinton.
Wait, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, quickly.
Brad, why can't you just agree that the statements that we just heard, the quote that Steve gave us, if that's true, that's a pretty disappointing quote to hear from a politician. We shouldn't have to go back and say,
All right,
well, Bush.
guys, we'll continue. Brad and Adam, thank you. We're coming back.